Good morning everybody. This video, well I do know what this video is going to be about. I'm not going for a ride, so you can turn off now if you think it's a ride. I have been so crook. I got picked up some bug yesterday and God, it's been brutal. Anyway, what I want to do today is show you what I'm packing on Calamity before she goes on a container in 2 weeks time. Now I go to Bali next week, so I want to have everything sorted before I go. So just to recap, the other day I took her for a health check at MCA. Everything was fine, but I did have things there that weren't working and I wanted to take off, because if I'm left with trying to undo a battery, the area was covered in wires because I had so much shit added to the bike. One of those pieces was this GPS tracker that I could not get working in the end, but as it turns out, I think it was undone in the last service. But I'm not putting it on because I'm just going to get rid of it. So that's all the wires for that. I also had front and rear cameras. I don't know if they're worth saving because none of those cords were cut, so they're all the bits. So I might hold on to them, and that's its little pack. Again, something that I never ever used. And it was, I don't know, it was just if something was to happen, I guess, but the reality is nothing happened. So just got rid of a whole bunch of wires that were building up around the thing. The other thing that stopped working is my tyre pressure thing. This used to sit on the handles, special sensors on the valves on the tyres. That was really handy because I hate checking tyre pressure, and as a lot of people may know that ride Indians or any big cruisers, how difficult it is to get those valves. If you're on your own, you know, backwards, forwards, to get the valve in the right place so you can put air in it or check the air. So at least with this device, it at least told me if I needed air in the tyres. So that stopped working, so I'm chucking that. So all that's going. Obviously I've got to take some little touristy mementos over to give out to my friends over there. So I've got all these little koalas and things like that that'll go in these bags. So let me get that up on the table so I can show you what this is about. As well as the saddle bags that are already on Calamity Jane, I have these dry bags here that I have test run on rides where I've just slapped them over the saddle. What these are going to hold on the boat is things like stuff that I don't need now. So, for instance, I got these riding boots the other day. They're going to go with the bike. I don't want to be packing those in my luggage to get over there. Things like I've got some Indian t-shirts to give some friends over there that have got Australia written on them. All this sort of stuff. The other thing I've got to do, I've got to cry back all the fur and shit that I've got on Calamity, the bison fur, the fox tails, the shrunken head, the coyote head, because I'm not sure how their customs work in UK. I know bringing back stuff to Australia, I have to take all that sort of stuff off. It's really strict, Australia, so I'm just making an assumption that the other countries are as tough as Australia to get things in. So we're going to go down to the cage now. We're going to get out Calamity and I'm going to show you what's packed in everything. Let's go and get her ready. I'm so exhausted. I know I look like shit. I'm sorry about that. Oh my God. I'll try not to get on the camera too much myself. Oh, it was brutal and I'm still feeling a bit weak and it hasn't gotten, I'm not finished with it yet. I can feel it's still in my system, whatever it is. You know, I'm one of these people that unless I achieve something every day, I feel like I'm wasting life. And yesterday I was so exhausted. I didn't achieve anything and I'm beating myself up saying, you should have done this, you should have done that. I've got to clean her, polish her, do the leather and pack her, take pictures of all the stuff that she's got in her for customs. It's quite the process. They're coming with me, all adds to the stories. After the last health check on the way up the mountains, my right saddlebag fell off on the highway twice. So by the time I got to my parents where I wanted, they got pressure cleaners. So I wanted to give her a good scrub underneath that I can't do in this apartment. It has this build-up of dyes and it's become too dark, these bags. So I pressure cleaned some of it off and I ended up doing all parts of the leather to make it look really rusty, like to match the finish. And I really like what we've done. I just want to condition the leather now because I've stripped back quite a bit. Okay, in the right hand pannier saddlebag. How good does that, I love that finish. Anyway, that's all got to be oiled up in a minute. So in there I've got bike cover, wet weather gear, and on top of this will be my riding boot bag This will have other stuff in it. Well, that sits sort of like, that rolls up and sits there, and I just have a crossover strap. They sit on top of the bags. Then I might have a luggage bag or a backpack just to sit on the top. Trying to keep it to a minimum. On the left-hand bag, this is where I've got all my tools. Jump starters, tyre pressure, barbering stuff, tools that I wouldn't know how to use. Then this is all my props. They're going to be vacuum sealed into something, and I'll add them when I get over to the bike. And in here is all that touristy stuff, gifts and things that I will get rid of once I get there to people. In the backpack here is where I put some camera gear and my hat, a bladder, some promotional stickers, which I might end up putting all over there, all this promotional stuff. And these are just straps and hockey straps and covers. She's been cleaned, washed, but I want to just polish it up and condition the leather. So she's all ready to go. These things, when I set up and do shows, these are just like QR codes so people can find me. It's all part of the show. Yep, okay. Do you want to say hello to Wally while we're here? I don't have all the stuff I thought I had. I did a big clean up, so I probably got rid of stuff that I should have kept. But anyway, because she's genuinely clean, I'm just going to polish her up with things. And I've got this chrome stuff, which is fabulous. Don't know if you've heard of this, Blue Job.
Not blow
job. A little
job.
bit on there.
A commercial break. Maybelline.
A little bit on there, and you scrub it, and it brings the chrome up beautifully. And leather conditioner, but I've got loads of leather conditioners anyway. I get them all the time when I'm travelling. Then we'll pack her, and I've got to reattach a few things. For instance, my little horse head come off, and that does this blue stuff. It's just a powder, it's like cocaine. A bit of water. It's as expensive as cocaine as well. So you get it on your chrome, and you just rub it in a bit dry, a bit of moisture on the cloth, and then you get the dry bit, and then you just polish. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. It's fucking brilliant stuff. So I'm going to do the rest of the pipes and get into those little nooks and crannies that that just get overlooked on a general wash. Mind you, I'm predicting loads of rain, so when I probably pick her up, it'll be pissing down rain. This is my favourite part. I love putting the oil on her. So what I do, I just use my hands, massage it in. So it's all, like really rubbed in and conditioned. And wow, I love that finish. These roll bags, which will eventually contain my clothing, my computers. It'd be nice to think that I could get away with just these 2 bags for the entire 2 months, but I do believe I will have another little roll bag on top of the saddle. I am getting better with my packing. Decided to take the leather jacket. I was just going to use my dryzer bone as a way to keep warm, but I think I will take this. That could go in with the boots. Lots of these. You already know what's in them. These will be, I'll be wearing what's in there and stuff will be out, so I can put my luggage and computer stuff in there when I arrive. I've got loads of other points to strap stuff down. What happens up here could be just a little roll bag or a backpack or something. So there she is. Looking so dandy and so fine. So that's how she will go on the ship. I've just got to make sure there's less than 1/4 of a tank of fuel in her, which there is. I haven't been filling her up. We have to undo the batteries. Now, I have been told how to do it, but apparently there's people there that will help me. So that means the seat needs to come off, undo the batteries, put the seat back on. Actually, they said that we'd have to do that for America, and I don't think we did in the end. It was never required. Stuck my horse back on. I've just got to go and cry-vac all those furs and everything now and put them in the pannier. Okay, before I put her away, I want to test the wires are okay for the trailer, because with the health check and having to remove all that other stuff, I had speakers on Calamity, and when I went to take her home, they wouldn't turn on. So somewhere along the line, something was disconnected, and I didn't have the time to wait around. Plus, the reality is I need the room on the handlebars more for cameras than I do. I don't listen to music very much on Calamity with the speakers. It's hard to hear, but they have been good, but it's a bit of a shame. So I'm now just going to pull up Billy the Kid and see that everything still works before I put it away. No, I'm not taking the trailer. I just thought I should check it. Lights are on. Good. Better to be safe than sorry, right? Okay, before we finish up, I want you to see the paperwork that's involved. I'm going with Bikes Abroad. I used that company to come back from the USA, and it was just a whole bunch easier. So here's a checklist that they sent me. A letter of authority, which I've given them the authority to act on my behalf. And this is for a thing called Rover, which is an online portal you've got to do about exporting and importing into Australia. I had set up a profile and I gave them permission to do it. I did most of that myself from the previous trip. So ID page and your passport, just send that. That was easy. Current registration of bike, all sent. That was easy. Marine insurance. I'm yet to buy the marine insurance because I'm just waiting to get the boat, and I'll get Bikes Abroad to use one of their contacts for the marine insurance. Now that is about $600 each way. Photos of the bike and the VIN plate. So I've done all that from the previous trip, but I've done some updated photos today. A nil asbestos declaration, which I've done and sent that off. Itemised packing list. That's what I will be doing today with the clean, just what I've got packed in those panniers. I'll send that to Bikes Abroad as well. Confirmation of my flights. My flights are all booked. They've got that. A primary address in the UK. I've just used my ex-brother and sister-in-law's address, which is fine. Completed C110. A required temporary non-EU vehicle entry. I've done that. So that's it. Now, to give you an idea of what the plans I've got, I do go online and look at things. So this is, I've done some maps of Scotland. So just to recap where I'm going. I arrive and hopefully the bike will be there. After a couple of days in London, just getting my bearings, I'll be heading to Ireland to ride for a week. Then I want to come back to London and do the Bike Shed show. I'm in talks with them to have a bit of a stand there. Then from there, I'm going to do Wales, the Lakes District, and then I'm meeting up with some riders to do Scotland. Then after that, I head over to east coast of the UK to Hull, get on a overnight boat to Rotterdam, and that's all the tickets for that. Then I'm going to ride from Rotterdam all through the Germany, where else? Belgium, Germany, into the Czech Republic, but I'll be going through the Black Forest, where I am for the festival for 4 days, and then after the festival going up to Prague for a couple of days and back down into Italy, riding all through the Dolomites and some beautiful mountain passes into Lake Garda, another bike event. And then from Lake Garda I've got like 10 days to get back to the UK, where I put Calamity on a boat to come back to Australia. But I've also got an appearance with Indian on the 12th of July at the dealership in Birmingham, but I'm not sure yet. So it's all mapped out pretty well, except that last after Lake Garda, and I'm spending an extra couple of days there just to rest a bit. I'm thinking I'll go down to Monaco and then dart across to France, and I've got some people that are going to give me some good ideas for routes. So that's basically Lake Garda, down to Monaco and buzz up through here, Normandy, and then across into London, where I might do the south of London if I haven't done that already, see some friends, and then do the Indian appearance, which is on 12th of July, and then the Tuesday after that I'm on a plane. So the Monday after that I put the bike back on a boat in London. So that's my paperwork. Can't keep up with anything. Okay, I forgot to tell you about some things. You need a green card to ride around Europe. It's like a bike registration. I got third party, but I'm thinking of upping that to fully comprehensive. That was about €300. No, probably $600. Yep. UK visa, 20. Europe will want a visa before I go. I haven't actually established it yet, but there's talk of it. Green. I did the green card through Nost Tours. They're based in Switzerland, I think.
Next episode, 3 for this series, we'll be taking CJ to the container. In the meantime, there will be loads of adventures on WALLY.